Hey, what's good, gamers? If we don't got nothing else, we definitely got an interesting one for you right here. We're talking about Pioner the game, and I'm answering a few questions, like, for example, is this going to be the Stalker killer, or is this game even worth picking up? And what makes this game literally the most politically controversial video game coming out 2024? And it's probably not what you think. Stick around and watch the video to find out. Let's get it. Alright, first off, Pioneer is a first-person shooter with elements of role-playing and online multiplayer. The game will be implemented with PvE and PvP modes. In order to make the game more realistic, the developers abandoned the player character's health bar and levels of the enemies. In addition, the events taking place in the game world will be synchronized in real time, meaning patrols and bandits will be less frequent in the nighttime, and during the daytime, one can hunt animals or mutants. The game will feature story tasks and faction tasks as well. The user will be able to interact with various factions, building relationships with them and increasing their level of loyalty. The amount of bonuses that you will receive will depend on the level of loyalty that you have. Some tasks will be located in closed locations, which can be accessed alone or in a group. Fighting against real players will take place in special arenas. A large part of this island is designated for this purpose, which is called the Empty Lands. The entire game world of Pioneer is about 50 square kilometers, not including dungeons. Precise details of the game world would not be disclosed by the developers until the final release. Now, this game is already coming through with lots of really good in-game mechanics. I mean, for example, the protagonist must eat and rest in order to maintain strength. The game will indicate the rating and rarity of equipment, accuracy, and weapon damage. Weapons will be produced from the available means, whether it be from artifacts or the energy of anomalies, with the help of a machine or a workbench. And yes, you heard correct. I said anomalies. This is a first-person shooter game that has anomalies in it, similar to another game that we all know about called S.T.A.L.K.E.R. And with the anomalies, they're going to want you to find artifacts nearby or in these anomalies, very similar to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. as well. I mean, it's no secret. I mean, Pioneer, or GFA Games more accurately, is clearly openly competing with the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. franchise. It's definitely pretty interesting that they got rid of the health bar. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it does seem like a pretty cool concept, especially when you're trying to add this game to the horror genre. So yeah. And they also mentioned how it's going to be like more of a real-time kind of experience. So in the nighttime, like, you'll see like less patrols, and the bandits will be less frequent during the nighttime. So it's like, okay, so clearly you get more monsters or something during the nighttime. That just sounds pretty interesting. Like, I wonder how that's going to work. Like, is it going to be like actual nighttime, like I need to play this game in real life at night, or is it going to be like a day-night cycle that's within the game? This would be kind of interesting to see how they do, because I know like we have games like Pokemon that are like going off of actual real life time, so it'd be kind of interesting to see what kind of stance they take with that. And then also they do have the factions in this game, so it would be kind of interesting to see like, what does the factions benefit more? Do the factions benefit PvE more, or do the factions benefit PvP more? I feel like this is where, you know, they're kind of walking on a tightrope, because it's kind of like, if the factions benefit the PvP more, that's probably not going to help the game, to be completely honest. But they've went so far as to creating this big old 50-kilometer map. They have dungeons all over the place in the game. They've put major emphasis on cooperative play, stating team up with adventurers and act as a group. Together with your comrades, you can go on a long journey to the vast expanses of the Shadowlands or raid closed dungeons. You will be able to explore anomalies, confront hunters from other factions, and run special missions. So I mean, this game is offering a lot, but what is it about this game that's making it crazily controversial? Like, what is it about this game that's so political? Man, oh man. It's just an interesting bit of information that I was able to gather about this game when I seen it, because it was like, oh look, this game is trying to compete with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. It's trying to compete with the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. franchise, you know. So that was the first thing that I noticed. So I began looking into this game even more, and I'm like, okay, so who's the developers for this game? And that's when I find out the game developing company is called GFA. The game developing company, that's what they're called, GFA Games, and they're based in Russia. And I was like, oh, wow. So anybody that's probably completely unaware, S.T.A.L.K.E.R. is a game that's been developed by Ukrainian developers, and the whole S.T.A.L.K.E.R. franchise has been this whole Pride of Ukraine game series. So now we have this new game, Pioneer, that's being developed by Russians. Now, the thing that makes this even more controversial is if you look at S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, they've received a lot of funding from Microsoft, this American company. And then if you look at Pioneer, Pioneer actually received funding for their game from Tencent, a Chinese developing company. So it's like, wow. I think that we've officially reached the maximum level of petty that you can possibly achieve. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen, or mostly gentlemen, as a survey showed on Capcom. Maybe. But I know that you're probably wondering, what are my thoughts on this, because you care so deeply about my thoughts. Yes, and so I shall share them with you. Do I think that this game is gonna be the S.T.A.L.K.E.R killer? And my answer is no. I think that this game is definitely gonna have a lot of players in the same playpen, but I don't think that this game is gonna be a S.T.A.L.K.E.R killer, just because it's two totally different experiences. You have this game, Pioneer, which is the MMO first-person shooter that has factions and all these different things going on, whereas you have a more personable experience with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, which is like more of actually kind of a stealth game, like especially if you're playing it on the hard mode. Like, you're really not stealth, like it's just you're trying to like not die as badly as possible, and it just doesn't seem like that's the vibe. Like, it seems like it's a more fast-paced kind of game, looking at Pioneer. So I don't think it's going to be a S.T.A.L.K.E.R killer at all. What I do think that it could do is, if this game comes out and it is in already a good state on release, and then we get S.T.A.L.K.E.R come out and it's in a really bad state on release, they could use that momentum. Even the fans of the Pioneer game, if people are enjoying that game, they can use this as a momentum to basically shit on S.T.A.L.K.E.R games, which is a possibility. But since we're on the subject of possibilities, it's not a one-way street at all. I was looking at Pioneer, I was looking into the game, and there was something that I seen on pioneergame.com. And there's this little bit where they're like, it says, I just want to kill other players. And they say, yeah, your voice is heard. And then they go on to say that you can go into these large areas with big terrains and blah blah blah, and you can go there as a group and you can go there alone, and the reward for this decision will be the loot of other players and the opportunity to get rare and valuable equipment. And I hit the brakes on that one, because that right there is what I refer to as a red flag. Anytime I see any game where when you beat another player you get to take their loot, that just sounds like a lot of pay to win mechanics. It's just toxic. That is not cool. I don't know about that one at all. If that's something that's more your speed, sure, whatever, you can do that. Me personally, that is a big giant nope for me. Don't trust it, don't know about it. So with that being said, I think I would rather play the busted up, buggy, non-complete version of S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 than go and play this MMO that's looking like it's trying to have some pay to win mechanics in it, for sure. So I think I'm good off of that altogether, but we don't know because the game has not come out and we're not too sure yet. So you guys can let me know, what do you think in the comment box? Do you think this game is going to be trash? Do you think this game is going to be good? Do you think it's going to be the S.T.A.L.K.E.R killer? And am I tripping? Is this game actually not that politically controversial? Is this just normal to you? Let me know in the comment box, and as always, be easy. My discussion like video game Socrates. I just made this video hoping that you will follow me. The only thing I'm addressing